All right, this one's a layup, but I'm going to give it to you anyway.
Good.
Back with Congressman Joe Kennedy in the pop quiz. In sports, which Kennedy was once the manager of the Boston Red Sox? Brian, Andrew, or Kevin?
Kevin. I
They
got that
didn't
one.
even come on the screen, and you already got the answer. It was Kevin, yeah. And the final question that we're going to go back to the movie. She is one of the most successful producers.
Oh, you don't even have to hear the question.
Kathleen Kennedy. All right, here are our choices, though. Kathleen, Irene, or Diane?
Kathleen.
Kathleen, the films have taken in more than $7 billion in box office receipts. So let me see now. What is that now? He only missed one, but he didn't get the bonus point. So 3 out of 4 is pretty good.
And we're going to have to toughen up the pop quiz for the next
come on.
visit.
Come on.
All right.
Okay, let's talk about 2020. You're with Elizabeth Warren. You were at her announcement when she decided that she was going to run. She's your senator as well as your former law professor. But with Beto O'Rourke, Joe Biden, even your colleague Seth Moulton in the mix, folks you have history with, people you have campaigned with, what do they bring to the race that perhaps Warren does not?
So, Janet, I'm in an odd position, which I'm not so sure I ever thought I would be, where you have a bunch of friends that are actually running for president. There are, I think, 4 or 5 people from the class that I came in with in Congress that are either declared or might soon declare, in addition to a colleague that is looking at this race, and Congressman Moulton. So what do they bring to it? They bring a lot. And look, I clearly think Senator Warren brings an awful lot, and particularly her focus on the structural inequities in our economy that have led to so many of the challenges that we face. And I don't think anybody else in the race brings that strength or that history or understanding the way that she does. But what do all these other candidates bring? They bring their own experiences, they bring their own strengths, they bring their own narratives, they bring their own capacity to actually drive and try to engage a Democratic electorate, which I think is exactly what we need right now.
Do you think age will be a factor, not necessarily for you, but for voters in America?
I think we are giving too much, respectfully, too much questions as to age or gender or home state. What you have at the moment is a president that has clearly structured his campaign strategy off of divide and conquer, split the electorate up and try to pit one faction of America against another. What Democrats need to do is to find somebody that can unify the rest of the country, understanding that President Trump's narrative is essentially have different segments of our society fight against folks for scraps of the system while the wealthy and the well-off do even better. Our message going forward is you should be fighting against a system that deems you worthy of only scraps to begin with. I'm not exactly sure how all of that plays out. I believe that Senator Warren has a big leg up because of her expertise and dedication to pointing out and then fighting for the folks left behind in that system.
The next thing I want to talk about is the airplane situation. Talk about the Boeing and its 737 MAX 8, MAX 9s. 20 countries pulled those planes out of the sky nearly a week before the United States did. Is the relationship between the FAA and Boeing and the president included in the middle of that too cozy, in your opinion?
I think you're going to start to see some questions led by members of Congress, particularly in the House, that tries to get at that question. It was puzzling to me why it took so long for federal regulators here to ground those planes. And it was actually the president that did so, from my understanding.
So to that point, were lives jeopardized because of that?
I sure hope not, but I think we need to get some answers out of it, without question. And the fact that it took the FAA so long to be able to do so when so many other countries not only banned them, but the EU banned them going through their airspace. Canada banned them going through their airspace.
Canada did say, right.
Look, I'm glad that they are grounded. I think there needs to be a full investigation, and that the American flying public, and look, I fly all the time. My family was scheduled to get on a MAX 8 in a couple of weeks. So.
Were you going to take that flight if it was still flying?
I would have to think long and hard about putting my family on that plane. So we've now got, and I think every other family probably feels the same way. So let's make sure that the safety and integrity of that system is it's one that every American can have confidence in.
Congressman, it's always great to have you. By the way, we haven't talked since Atlanta and the Super Bowl.
Now here's something he really wants to talk about.
There's a drum roll, please, right?
It has been, I work really hard to try to build up a good reputation with my colleagues, and I mortgage all of that away every January and February. Whatever damage I did in celebrating with the Red Sox, I certainly did more damage in celebrating the Patriots. As I point out, for somebody that values tradition and history, a lot has been written and said about Boston sports fans. Class has not exactly been one that is touted. and I want to make sure I live up to that tradition. And I do. So there you go.
And you probably brought yourself a few more votes on that.
By the way, next year's Super Bowl's in Miami. If you're planning ahead. Our thanks to Congressman Kennedy. It's always great to have him aboard.
Thank
the
you.
OTR roundtable conversation is next, and in the aftermath of sexual harassment investigation of Beacon Hill, here are the questions: case closed or not? Stay with us.